Hi, I'm Kevin Hetmanski, Senior Editor for Radio Control Car Action Magazine, and today I got a quick tip for you nitro guys. Actually, a few little tips for you nitro guys. One of my favorite classes to run is ACL Buggy and Truggy, and when I go and run those classes, I actually like to do a few things to my vehicles to make sure that they're going to last throughout all the qualifiers and do really well in that long main. I don't want to have any failures. I want this thing to run perfectly all day long. So there's a couple little tricks that I use to make sure that this is durable and that it runs well. Starting with the pipe, at the tip of the pipe you'll have a set screw in there that holds onto the pipe mount. Sometimes that screw can either loosen up or you can even strip out that hole and not even know it. And your pipe's going to come loose and it can cause a problem. So what I do is I back it up with a collar on the pipe mount. So now you got two set screws holding it in place. It's not going to go anywhere. On the header I do the same kind of thing. I double up. So really what's required is a single spring. If you look in your manual, it's always going to call out one spring to hold on the header. Well, I put two springs on there. Most headers do have two holes in them, so you can easily put on two springs. If you don't have two holes in your header, just drill one out, an extra one on each side, and then you can put on two springs. Header is not going anywhere. Another problem is your fuel lines. You know, you might not realize it, but sometimes you can get fuel between the fuel line and the fitting on your fuel system, and it could easily come off. You might be wrenching on it, you'll knock it off, you won't even know. You'll get out there to run your car, it won't run, or you come in for some fuel, your pit guy can knock something off, and then you're done because it won't start or run or whatever. So what I do then is I take some wire ties, and I basically wire tie up all the connections on the fuel system to make sure that the fuel lines aren't going to go anywhere. And another thing I like to do, this is more of a kind of a warm-up tip more than a durability deal, is before a race, a lot of people like to warm up their trucks or buggies, and you don't want to use up battery power while you're waiting for the next race to kind of finish up. So what I like to do is I leave the rod on my throttle linkage a little bit long, and I put a slight bend in it, about a 45-degree bend. That way you can go underneath the body, keep your thumb on the servo arm to keep it in place, and work the throttle with your finger, because you have this nice little hook on there for your finger, so you can work it. Now you can warm up your engine, clear it all out, get it ready to go, and then when you're good to go on the track, you turn on your radio system, and you can be on your way. So those are the tips that I use on my buggies and truggies. This will also work for you guys who are running monster trucks or anything nitro powered. All this stuff is pretty much the same on both. These tips will make them a little bit more durable and easier to get warmed up and make your life a little bit easier.